From your local election headquarters, this is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
And welcome back. We're continuing our focus on the Development Corporation of Abilene. Now we're going to meet the first board president.
The Development Corporation of Abilene, it was born in the darkness of defeat. We were hacking and choking in the fog of failure. Times are hard in Abilene. Desperation was running down our streets like water, and as the economy got weaker and weaker and weaker. These were the years when oil prices plunged to $9 a barrel. Related oil businesses, they were locking up. The savings and loan crisis, related to home loan defaults, of course, it closed a third of the Savings and Loans Association in the United States. A third, probably higher than that in Texas. The housing industries were caving in right and left, and then soon, because of loan defaults, banks that employed hundreds of people were closed and shuttered, and those jobs gone. As Charlie Dromgoole once said, if the best of times and the worst of times really exist, the worst of times was up close and personal in Abilene in those days. Our city's future swung by a thread called new jobs. And the only way to get more jobs was to lure other employers to town. That costs money because incentives are the key to attracting businesses. But to encourage Abilene people to pay for growth when their own livelihoods were shrinking, it's like telling a drowning man that it's only 20 miles to shore. Despite this entire calamity, the officials of Abilene's eco-development organizations felt they had no choice but to raise money for marketing and incentives to try to attract businesses. A campaign for $250,000 was launched. Whoa, disaster. Only half of that was raised. It just didn't happen. There was no blood in the turnip. And yet, even with all that aching and breaking, the people of Abilene knew they had to do something, and Texas had just announced an expansion of its prison system. And Abilene jumped full force into being selected for one of those locations. Citizens recognized the power of 1,000 jobs, especially state jobs, that would come with that facility. The state legislature was lobbied hard to pass a law allowing the use of a portion of sales tax for economic development, pending local voter approval. Then a special general election would be necessary, in which the citizens of Abilene would be asked to divert a portion of this local sales tax increase into economic development. Funny thing was, the group pushing for the prison, our French Robinson unit, had to make Abilene's financial bid by a certain deadline. And that deadline came before a general election could be held in Abilene to increase the sales tax. That really made it kind of a high noon situation in Abilene. That was a bold step for individuals to make while the winds of failure were blowing our wishes and wants and hopes away like dust. But you know, it happened. The dominoes fell. The state legislature passed the new law. Our bid went in on time. Abilene citizens passed the election to increase the sales tax and validated the bid. And after a final sales push in Austin, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice approved Abilene for a new facility. That it all fell in line was amazing, really. Maybe beyond amazing. Because what would have happened if Abilene's election had failed? How could that financial bid to TDCJ have been made valid? Well, likely it could not have. All heck would have broken loose, and those bold citizens who pushed it through would probably have been dealt with severely by the public. My only hope was that they would be dealt with in alphabetical order. Following Abilene election in August, the DCOA was formed in November 1989. Just 2 months later, in January, DCOA committed almost $5 million to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to help build facilities in Abilene. So, did DCOA save Abilene? No, of course not. But it gave Abilene an economic solicitation muscle like we had never had before. For the first time, we could compete with the more affluent cities of Dallas, Austin, Houston, and other states. Now, companies would deal seriously with Abilene because we had a well-earned seat at the table. Finally, we had a legitimate shot at attracting new jobs for the people of Abilene and the surrounding area.
Still to come on Big Country Politics, we're going to meet the new CEO of the Economic Development Corporation of Abilene. She's here in the studio. We're back in 2 minutes.